with Homeland Security came to speak to the moms and the boys about cyber predators online. And so the whole thing was showing these boys this: if you're on social media, this is how it should be set. If you have these apps, watch out, because this is where predators are coming in. Just this whole download. And it was so astonishing to my wife and son. He came home, and so did she, and immediately started making changes. Immediately went in, oh, well, let's see if my phone is set to that. Oh, my God, turn that off. Like, they immediately started moving on it. It was so descriptive that the agent was even showing real-time evidence that they had put into evidence of predators communicating with kids, showing the text chats back and forth between this monster and this kid, to show these boys and these moms, this is how they talk. This is some of the cue words. This is what they're doing. They're trying to move you from playing Fortnite over to something that they control, like a social media app or a direct message chat or something like that. Anyway, Benny, it was so impactful. I told my wife, I said, this needs to be heard by every parent in America. Like, this needs to be widespread information immediately. She goes, I totally agree. I said, well, did you get a name on this guy? And she said, yeah, his name was Agent Lyles. So I just went on the internet and looked up Agent Lyles, DHS, and found an email address on this guy, and I just hit him up. And I said, this should be heard by everybody across the country. And he went, I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. Is this the country singer, John Rich? I said, yeah, man. And he said, well, this is above my pay grade. Let me send this up the chain. What an offer. So he sends it up, and then it goes up again and up again. And it finally gets to the decision makers at DHS. And I said, I want to do a live stream. I want to host a live stream with your lead agent and put it on X, where every parent out there can tune in and watch this. And I want to record it so that way it's permanent. We'll stick it on YouTube, Rumble. You guys put it on your websites. That way people at churches, schools, communities, whatever, can just hit click on a button and watch this. So took a lot of time to put all this together, as you can imagine. But 2 nights ago, we did. We went live on X at 7 o'clock Central. I hit up the president. I hit up President Trump, and I said, I would love it if you would repost this live stream when it goes live on X. Now, that is a tough thing to pull off, because it's not like, hey, would you do this for me at some point? It's like very specific, the timing of this. Reached out to the president, reached out to some of his staff, and they said, we're gonna see if we can make this happen. And sure enough, he reposted it. I think right now, if you look at it, it's over 1 million views on this thing. That's 1 million devices that were watching it. There were families gathered around. There were people sitting in churches that they had called in the congregations to watch this live stream. So, man, I just think it was a huge lick against the bad guys. I think the fact that it is now permanent, hopefully over time, millions of kids and millions of parents become aware of how to not become a victim of these people.
Well, and then it also becomes a part of the permanent federal record now when you have a Trump retweet. That's the voice of the president, yeah. Right? So now this is nationally archived, John.
Yeah.
What a powerful thing. We have the post up right now. It actually has nearly 3 million views. And so tell me a little bit more about what you learned here, and you know, as father of 4 very young kids, I'm kind of all ears.
Well, it's disturbing, so I'll just warn you right now. It is disturbing, but I'll walk you through it. These predators will, let's say they're on Fortnite. Let's use that game. A lot of kids play that. Also Roblox, also a bunch of the other games, pretty much all of them at this point.
Minecraft.
Any game that's connected to the internet where the kid's sitting there with a headset on and they're playing and some other kid joins their team or whatever, this is where a lot of these predators go. So they will go on a game like Fortnite and they will say, hey, man, you're a really great player. Let me send you a skin, which is a way to change the way your player looks. And it normally costs the kid, 1,000 coins or whatever. And so this other kid will go, man, you're really cool. You're a great player. Here, let me gift you a skin. And then my son would be saying, wow, that's pretty cool. Man, you're cool, dude. We should play more. This is great. And they start little by little, they're grooming these kids. Once they get enough of a dialogue going on, they then we'll move them over to either some kind of direct message or have them download an app where they can talk to them, or they'll look them up on Instagram. Here's where this gets scary. So once they can migrate them over to another platform, they then can geo-target where that kid is at. If they can get that kid to send a picture or even a text, they can actually go back and geo-target where the kid is, press that, and go drive directly to where they're at. That's number one. That's because the location services on most phones are on, even on like pictures. Like if I took a picture and if my location services are on and yours are on, Benny, and I took a picture of this room right now and texted it to you, you could swipe up on that picture and a Google map will show up, show where the picture was taken, what time it was taken. You then can click on it and drive directly to where I took that picture. Okay, so they'll use these tactics to figure out where they are. Then they will cross-reference where they are with their parents' social media. If the kid doesn't have social media, they'll go find mom's Facebook page. And then they will cross-reference that with everybody that she knows, and they will find pictures of the kid that mom has posted. It could be the kid's, he's on a baseball team or his birthday party. They will take that picture, feed it into an AI system, create child porn using that kid's face, using your kid's face. Then they will take that video and they will text that to the kid that they've been grooming and tell this kid, here's what you're going to do now, or I'm going to post this video to everybody on your mom's follower sites, your dad's. Oh, by the way, I know your parents' first and last names. I know you live at this address, go to this school. And if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'm going to show up and kill everybody in your family. That's how they talk to the kids. Okay? You following me here? So parents, including this one, was totally unaware that this is the tactic that they're using, that if you have pictures of your kids, and we all do this, they can take that and turn it into something horrific and use it against that kid. Last year, 36 million tips came in only in America, kids that were being targeted online. 36 million, man. That's 3 million a month. If you took every federal agent, every local cop, if you took all the volunteers you could get your hands on, it would be like throwing a snowball at a mountain. It's not going to mean anything. It's not going to put a dent in that at all. So when I learned all this stuff, that's when I said, this is when the civilian shakes hands with the feds and we do something together. They're not a marketing machine. They're DHS. They're out here to get bad guys. And I said, we need to apply some marketing to this. We need to have a guy like me host this. Let's promote it. Come on and let's do this thing live and see if we can get some views. And man, we certainly got some views. That's basically the whole process that happened. And I hope it inspires people to reach out. If you've got a platform, you've got an idea, they're listening. The Trump administration people, this is not Biden. They're listening. They're up for ideas, man. You can email those people. You can give them ideas. You can offer your service to them, and they'll find a way for you to help.